Everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Point 3 podcast. We are your favorite trio of hosts. You know who we are. You probably just got done watching our non-spoiler video. And now we're here talking about the spoilers of Superman. The opening weekend at this point, by the time that this video drops, the opening weekend will have been done. A lot more people will have seen the film. Curious to see what everybody's reactions to the film are. So definitely leave a comment below with what you thought, what you liked, maybe what you didn't like. But gentlemen, let's just hop right into it. Spoiler warning, final spoiler warning. The literal last one, because we are not going to rein it in, as this movie is freaking awesome. I have to start out by saying that. The plot, great. Action, great. I didn't think I was going to like the plot of this movie as much as I did. And a lot of people were starting to come out and say, like, the plot felt like a Saturday morning cartoon. Did you guys feel that? What aspects of the plot did you guys like the most?
You know, I have to say it was, in a lot of ways, you could find moments of this where they moved to kind of moment to moment. They cut out the parts that are really filler and irrelevant. And I think one part for me that I felt that the most is after the interview with Lois and Superman, which, by the way, no other Superman has embodied a third persona, which is like a combination of the two of them, better than David Cornswat did. Mm-hmm. There's Clark, there's Superman, and then there's my homie G that's there
Clark
doing his thing behind closed doors. It's just different, and it was awesome. But when you move to the next thing of like Lex being like, I need to occupy Superman, release the baby kaiju, the next morning, bam, here's a massive kaiju. Of course, Superman's going to show up. He's going to protect Metropolis. That, to me, very much felt like that Saturday morning cartoon where it's like, roll the credits in the beginning, drop some names, we're into the action for the next piece, and we're good. Like, keep it rolling, keep it moving. We want to see him doing his thing as Superman. I thought that was really cool. But when you got to other pieces of the movie that they had a beginning and an end, and they didn't want to split it up, and it felt like I just think the timing piece of this was kind of cool. Of you had the days towards the back end, especially after, and we'll get to it, like the whole Mr. Terrific portal thing. But I just liked when Superman showed up and when he didn't. He was poisoned and he laid a mom pause, and then they're like, you got to go, got your boots, bam, and then he's into it. I just thought that kind of stuff was really, really, really well done, and didn't make the movie drag or feel like it was kind of bogged down by any unnecessary moments in between him of, I got to get my stuff on. Like, I don't care. Like, I know you're Superman. I don't need to see you changing in a back alley, had, a little goofy moment where you put your boots on and then fall in like a trash can or like a pile of garbage or something like stupid. But they didn't do it. This was awesome. So I love that.
It respects the time that you want to put into it, for sure. Those 2 hours honestly flew by. And I think that's a huge strong point of the plot, where it's like you keep going at this like almost breakneck speed, but you never feel like it's too fast. And I feel like that's a hard thing to balance a lot of the times, but they did it really, really well in this film.
I didn't look at my watch like the entire time, so that's just how well done it was when it came to keeping you on the edge of your toes, I guess.
Yeah. And I want to add this really quickly too, because I think we kind of have come to expect this a little bit more from movies, modern movies, especially superhero comic book movies. But teaser trailer to the moments that we got, I thought those would come a little bit later in the movie. They were in the beginning.
They were,
and I'm like,
early.
What?
Yeah.
We're starting out with the hammer? What? He already knows where the fortress is? What? He's already gone in and done his thing? Lex, meaning him, like, get in there. But like, I was surprised by some of that. To be like, okay, we're in it. And along the way, it's not like the trailer spoiled any of those things, because there was always another layer and another element that they held back in the trailers. And once you get context to the movie, those moments feel exponentially better than anything. And then they were really good in teasers and on trailers, for sure. But when you get into the meat of the movie, it just makes you couldn't predict it. Shout out to Laser Eyes. Y'all were wrong. Y'all were way wrong on it.
Pepper
and
sprayed.
The context of these scenes really do matter. really, really matter to the point where it's like it's such a they're so intertwined with what happens in that moment. A lot of it, and I just really love it. But getting into the more spoiler aspects of it, what did you guys like a lot about the Superman character, about what he did, about David Cornsweet's portrayal? SB, I'm gonna kick it over to you.
He was great. He was phenomenal. Like I was just saying in the non-spoiler video, I thought he brought that Reeves energy, but I also think he had that nice stoicism that everybody was with Cavill and everything. Because at times when he was talking to Lois a little bit, he was like motivating and like felt stoic the way he was speaking to people, and I really liked the kaiju fight a lot because it showed him wanting to not cause any damage to the city and the Justice Gang come in there and just do whatever the heck they want. And he's like, come on guys, like just trying to like judge the heck out of them. I love that. I love to see him to save all those buildings and just do everything the way he did. It was awesome. David was phenomenal. We brought up how it was like a great third person Superman and like Clark and Super Clark. Phenomenal,
Yeah,
phenomenal,
yeah.
phenomenal. I loved, but I think I can't get over Lex in this movie. I really can't get over Nicholas Hoult as Lex because we were hyped based on that crazy eye image that we saw in the trailer,
Yeah.
and they posted that first. They had the pistol revolving gun thing, and seeing the context of both of those scenes, seeing the pistol context, oh my god, R.I.P. my boy Ali. Oh,
Yeah,
ugh. He was a real one.
Yeah.
And I genuinely cried. Tears started my eyes getting watery when that happened, and then seeing Superman cry
Moment.
and seeing Metamorpho cry, like
Yeah.
insane. They
Yeah.
were,
yeah.
it was so good.
They did a very good
So
job of
good.
what's it called, like subverting the expectations, because normally it's like you're gonna have like 5 rounds, because they're like, yeah, it's a 6 shooter, so we're gonna have like, you're probably gonna get, is that 6-1 really gonna land, but no, it happens right on the second time. And even Lex is surprised by it, and he's like, oh crap, let's go get somebody else.
Yeah.
And I like that for
Yes.
many reasons, because it does make Lex feel genuinely crazy and menacing, and to the point where you're like, this is not a Lex to mess with. We need to stop him right now.
Yeah.
Like right now. And I like it a lot because typically, like, you see someone like Metamorpho, and Metamorpho, you can only assume what he's gone through already. In this universe, we don't really know too much. But the fact that he's so scared of Lex to the point where he's like, or because of Baby Joey, he's like, you need to be quiet. Like, stop talking to me. And the fact that Lex's actions have such a profound effect on him too, that he's immediately like, nah, let's get out of here. I'll make you a son and we're going to get out.
Yeah.
Love that a lot.
That was an awesome scene, by the way.
So cool. So cool. Shot again. Go ahead.
No, dude, I was just gonna say, like, when I look back on it, of like, we'll talk about our favorite scenes and moments. I think that one overall is like one of the biggest, has the most weight to it. I think that's a good way to describe the movie in a lot of ways for a lot of those characters that are associated with it. I want to ask this real quick before we get too far ahead and go back to Superman. What did you guys feel about his like humor in this throughout the movie?
Thought it was awesome. It definitely reminded me of Justice League Superman, of when he would crack jokes with Batman in there. I haven't watched much of the animated series, so I really, like I say every episode, I really only know him from like the Justice League animated ones, but it reminded me of that pretty much, and also Cavill cracked a little bit of jokes out there with Amy and Lois in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was good humor. I didn't think it was as like critical as some people have been on it, and it didn't really I don't know, it didn't really ruin anything for me.
It felt like Superman. If you know Superman from the animated series, from comics, like, he's constantly not constantly, but he knows when to joke, and I think they did really well of allowing the because a lot of people's big worry going into this was kind of the Guardians effect, where it's like, will you break the big emotional moment for the sake of a joke? And I don't feel like they really did that in this film. Like, they let those emotional moments really breathe and hang, and the jokes would come elsewhere. And I really appreciated that a lot, even with Superman, where like he only jokes after he's dealt with Ultraman. Like, the rest of the time, like, he's very locked in fighting Ultraman. There's no jokes. Like, he's focused.
Oh boy, All Might. Oh.
I don't wait till Lex though. With that freaking bringing that crypto ball in there.
He deserved it, though.
Lex,
He deserved his
choke on this.
comeuppance, dude.
I don't even know if he was joking then. I don't even think that was played as a joke, though.
No,
like, some
no,
people laughed, but
he,
I think genuinely,
Superman was laughing before he did the whistle, because he outsmarted Lex and like brought crypto. I do remember. I feel like he was laughing a little bit.
Oh,
but it's
yeah,
not in like a joking manner. I'm not saying it's like
I thought you were talking about the end.
I was no. And when he was fighting Ultraman and he finally found out Lex's cameras were he saw the drones that were controlling him and brought crypto. He was laughing when and made like a little joke to Lex about how he has reinforcements himself and bringing crypto in there.
And you know what, though?
That's great.
I like that, because this Superman, he does get to a point where like enough is enough.
Yeah. Yep.
And he was at that point where like, dude, like, come on, like, you threaten the entire city. You're threatening an entire country. Like, Lex, you're doing a lot of bad stuff right now. And if you're gonna look at it and say like it's because you envy and hate me, like it's not, you're not a real man type of thing, but it's just like, dude, you could. I very much feel it's that all-star thing of like, you could be doing so much more with this. Like, it's almost like I'm disappointed in you, man. Like, you could be doing great things for this world, and like, this is what you want to do. You want to stop me? You want to try? You just put all that effort into cloning me, like, for what?
And he tells him that towards the end, like when he smashes into. He's like, "What are you doing?" And it's like, you can tell so much, especially why. Like, once you realize how much the hate, like this version of Lex has for Supes, him naming his clone Ultraman makes even more sense. Where it's like, he's like, "I made you better. You're super. This is the Ultra version.
Yeah,
because I'm better than you,
dude." Okay. We got to talk about it real quick. In the beginning, Hammer of Baravia, what did you guys think of that scene and moment?
That's cool.
I
like the big mech suit.
That was very cool.
And the reveal was nice. I like that it was right at the beginning too.
Agree.
Having they cleared that up right away.
Yeah.
The whole Lex theme song as he was getting out of the suit was pretty. Kind of made him have some aura right there.
How did you guys feel though, like when you got the reveal of, okay, Lex is behind it, right? It's something that we did think that any like opposition to Superman was going to be because of Lex, but knowing that the Hammer of Baravia was obviously Ultraman in the suit and it was all a ploy, just like work this whole kind of behind the scenes thing that Lex was plotting with old boy president, pee himself in the desert. But when Lex was controlling him and he was in the control room and he was like right there behind the hammer, like when he was calling out the scenes and punches and like knowing what Superman was going to do before that, how did you guys feel about Lex at that moment? Like, did it change, like, adjust perception, like hold him in different tier what you were kind of in with?
I'd say so. I'd say he ascended to a different, like, it sets it up so well, because I think like one of the other scientists are like, oh man, like he knows him so well, and he's like, yeah, he studied over like 15,000 moves or something like that, which is like just a stupid, insane number. And you look at this Lex and just how focused and how he's just calling out like what numbers you know, like what,
Combos to hit.
what combos to
He's
do.
got a whole cheat code.
Yeah,
whole
it's
cheat code, freaking
it
combos.
makes him feel like a big deal, though. It really does.
It set his aura up. That aura is
Yeah.
what I meant, obviously.
No, for sure. It made you feel like, yeah, no, this is a guy who, like, with the right tools, you could believe that he could kill Superman.
Yep. Exactly.
And he
100%.
didn't seem to like a lunatic.
Correct. He's definitely a lunatic, but more calculated.
I meant like
Jesse Eisenberg. You can say
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You can say it.
He
It's
didn't
not,
feel
he's
like
not
he did not.
he's
He
not gonna
didn't
pop up. Don't worry.
He didn't feel like a regular Joker to me.
Yeah,
Because I just got like the biggest vibe I got from Eisenberg's Lex was just like you just felt like he was like as crazy as like Joker and like as like riddle me this smart as like the Batman Riddler. But I guess Batman came out way later, so I can't really compare it. And just like a riddle me this Riddler of all the shit he was doing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it never aligned with me to like that would be Lex.
I liked, and I think Lex lands so well because not only do you see that type of aura where or not aura, but like moments where it's like you can see the type of serious threat he is to the point where he's like, I've analyzed everything. I can get into the fortress before they even kind of explain the twist. Like I can just get in there. And I've made this other person who, like, I've removed. She is basically a nanite machine. Shout out the engineer, by the way. Someone we haven't highlighted yet, but she great part of the film.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've made this woman become just living nanites to kill you.
It's nuts.
And then you get like the petty side of Lex too, where
Dude,
he's like,
so petty.
You're my ex-girlfriend, jail. You took pictures in my office, jail. You know, I don't like you, jail. It's just
right.
Like that. And then the chimps, like I'm just like, you know, putting these dumb hashtags out to just defend you. Yeah, I'm just gonna troll you. Like to see both sides of that in Lex was really nice to see.
When we heard it in the beginning, we were like, what? Pocket dimensions? Oh no, this is going to be multiversal. It's like, no, watch Peacemaker. But pocket dimensions and the way that he used them was so well done. And I think it was a nice way to not send us on like a multiverse of madness ride, right? Through portals and transportation, all this kind of stuff. It's like, no, there's an A to B. But the entire time, what I did love about Lex is he was validated by other characters, and again, to what you guys have been saying, taken very seriously. But even he's endorsed by someone as terrific of like, what do you mean he has portals to pocket dimensions? Like, you know, if he's off by 1 decimal, then a black hole opens up and like we're all done. And then on the flip side, everyone's like, Lex, if you do this, he's like, I know. And we were just talking about this when we were talking about Doom and some anime characters of like, when you have a villain who just makes a decision to be the way that they are while knowing all sides of the coin, and they're just consciously making these decisions to do these things for the sake of it, and that's just who they are in their core, and they're going to keep doing it. It makes for a really interesting dynamic in a show and movie to where his end goal is his end goal, and if you're in his way, you're probably going to get removed. And that's a big deal at all points. And they dropped that from the very, very beginning. I'm going to be honest with you guys, and I'm going to say this. I thought Lex could be one of the biggest and best superhero villains. He instantly from this movie is put into the top conversations all time for me of the best comic book live action villain, period.
For sure. He's up there. Nicholas Hoult crushed it so well.
You mean the guy, the Beast? There's no way Beast could go watch the movie. Just go watch the movie.
Go watch, and I think you'll instantly understand what we're talking about. But yeah, to that point of like everybody else just kind of confirming what he is and why everybody else, and specifically why Superman is such a good foil for him, because Superman is just the inherent good in him to where like when he finds out what the rest of his parents' message says, not only does Mr. Terrific confirm it for him, and he's like, yeah, Lex isn't lying. Like, this is kind of your reality now. And even though it breaks him emotionally because of what he felt it should have meant, you never feel like he questions who he is. It challenges him, but it never betrays him. He never starts going, well, like, yeah, I should have a harem of women. I'm gonna go find another woman. And yeah, I probably should have a little bit less mercy. No, like the whole time, like he's broken by it. He goes to his parents and he's like, I thought I'm good. Like I'm supposed to be good. And then you have the awesome scene with him and Pa Ken where he's just like, yeah, you are my boy and you are the best. Like you are literally the best thing. And seeing that type of moment out of a man, like you don't see that side of masculinity, like the tender nature of that. So shout out to them for portraying that part too.
And to that point, kind of how we were saying there's a good like third persona for Clark and Superman, Super Clark. I think for the first time I have felt that Ma and Pa Kent are like, they're not his real parents, but he treats them that way and everybody's on the same page where it's not like a secret. But then he knows that he has Kryptonian parents and he doesn't. And I love that he said it in the movie too, of like, I'm from Krypton. I know I'm an alien. I know I'm not from here. Get over it. I'm here. And I'm here to help save you. I'm here to be just like you guys. I'm one of you. Like, Earth is my home. I understand. I'm an alien. Got it. You don't have to keep bringing it up. Like, that kind of stuff I think is super cool. But also, I love the moment where it's like, get him somewhere safe and comfortable. And you're like, he's going back to the farm, baby. He's going back to the farm. And then you get like just down the earth, Midwestern farm couple. It doesn't seem like it's some A-list actor that they gave that's just like, I'm going to pretend to act to be a farmer. Like those two felt legit, even though they're probably actors who are pretending to be, but like it felt super legit that they were just from Smallville, small town farm. They're just like, come on in here. Like when she's talking on the phone, but it's just so cute. She's an old lady.
Yeah. There's something on the box you need to see. Yeah.
I love
just
it.
Like
It
you
was
can
super
see,
wholesome.
And like you can see that influence in Clark, where it's like super small thing, and maybe like a lot of people like don't think about that, but I kind of do, just because from where we're from and where we live. But like him just going out eating a bowl of cereal like in his front yard barefoot is such a small town country thing to do. Yeah. So when he did that, I'm like, yeah, you can see how that piece of Clark is still in Smallville and how it affected him, which I thought was just, it's the little details that they put in this movie that makes it.
And they showed him eating a lot of breakfast, now I think about it.
They did.
They showed breakfast for dinner. No coffee and a cereal. Oh, that is his favorite breakfast for dinner.
He had Fruit Loops too.
Yeah. And Guy had Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah. Buy one, get one.
Yeah.
Dude, the punk rock thing. Sorry. I just had to throw it out there. I thought of the poster on the wall and I was like, dude, that's such a funny little touch.
I was just thinking about
punk rock.
Yeah.
And the song literally is like the lyrics saying,
punk rock. Yeah. Like, I'm cool. And it's like, no, let's go here.
He's like, he's not influenced by the music. And I'm like, oh.
And I like that he tries in certain ways to be cool, where it's like both the punk rock thing and then him, like when he is being first interviewed by Lois, how he's like genuinely trying to practice sound bites to say to people. He's like, Superman doesn't have time for selfies. And she's like, huh? It's like, like you can instantly tell the regret of him being like that vulnerable with her.
It was so funny where he's like, I've never interviewed him like that. It's like, bro, you are Superman.
Yeah, he's like, this is the longest interview I ever gave, even myself. And she's like, dude, what?
Dude, I love this is like way farther in the movie, but the whole Guy Gardner hypno glasses with Lois conversation was fucking hilarious. He's so just like, oh, so he's got the hypno glasses? It's like, oh, he's Clark Kent? And she's like, why would you say that to someone that just walks in here? It's such a Guy Gardner thing.
Let's talk about Guy and the rest of the Justice Gang, because I personally loved them every time they were on screen, especially Guy, especially Mr. Terrific. I'm just like, oh, these characters are cool. I think not that Hawk Girl wasn't cool. I think she just had the least amount of time out of everybody else. But
Her
Guy
screams,
and
her screams took
Bro.
over every time though. That
they,
was freaking
those were cool.
badass.
Though. Her action
That was
moments were
cool.
cool.
Back half of the movie when they stopped up and came through.
Dude, she actually dropped the fucking
It's funny.
dictator too.
Yeah, she did.
Guy. That's fucking cool.
Justice Gang was
Nuts.
funny though, guys. It was like good comic relief. The constructs for Guy were so fun. So cool versus the kaiju dude is hilarious.
The oven mitts, the big like basketball baseball bat, which is instantly Guy Gardner, which feels awesome.
The scene that we all thought was going to be like the final battle of the movie that like he's prepping to go into was not even close to being that. And like you see them fighting in the background, and he's like, nah, they got it. And yeah, you just see the baseball bat construct. You just whack.
Bonk, bonk. Yeah. The one with the kaiju monster that he like opens his eye and it has like a little pounder
Yeah,
in it.
yeah.
That one that one geeks me out. I hate eye stuff like that. Like just
Dude, people were rolling at that when that happened in the theater. That was like audibly loud out.
Yeah,
like
that was me.
loud.
And
That was
just
me.
Guy was so funny though. Like shout out Nathan Fillion because I think he's a very funny guy. He knows how to have like the comedic timing, especially like when they're in the country Jahanpur at the end, and like they're all with the crowd and Metamorpho's there, and she's like, hey, he's like pretty legit, like we should add him. He's like no offense, dude, you're like kind of ugly. And then he's like, Justice Gang, that's cool. And then he looks at him, he's like, you're in.
That was awesome.
Because like you can tell he's trying so hard to make it a thing, and I love that because again, that is Guy at the end of the day. Then Mr. Terrific, Eddie Gathegi finally being able to get the respect that he deserves.
Bro,
as a superhero.
if a sphere ever flies past me, you best believe I'm grabbing it to do a 360. This is like
That was sick.
So sick.
so
Dude, that fight scene against the Raptors. Oh,
Not just the Raptors,
God.
the regular scientists.
Dude, the regular
yeah,
people.
yeah.
Let me hit you with my clipboard. And he's like, zinc. Nope.
That
Go
fight
on.
scene was awesome, and I just
was
loved how they
awesome.
gave it to us from Lois's POV, like inside the bubble, and the way
Yes.
the camera moved around. It felt like you're on like you're kind of on like a moving around like a sentry turret, just like following them.
Feels
The
like
way
you're on
things
the
are-
T-Spear.
Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah. I like that little detail of the one scientist dude who was just holding it the entire time, getting
just
shocked. I thought that was great. I thought it was really cool. He like called him back and then he just like shot him out
yeah.
in succession, like bing, 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 bing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, dude, Mr. Terrific is cool.
He was super cool. Super cool. Oh, I thought he was going to be cool. I didn't think I was going to like him as much as I did. I didn't think they'd give him as much love as they did. But yeah, once he kind of came through, when he walked out of the Hall of Justice, and I was like, it's on. And they had like the funny moment, like the garage door thing opening, it's just like,
Oh, that was hilarious too.
Yeah.
dude, it's so funny because they didn't shy away from it and didn't say anything. Because a lot of times you might see those moments and it's just like a look and let's move on and like boom, here comes epic music or something. But Lois, like, I really enjoyed Lois's part of being like kind of us as the fans to be like, really, like,
Yeah.
what?
Like it's like being able to show both sides of the superheroes where like, yeah, you are cool, but then sometimes you are just like inherently really goofy.
Yeah.
And like I think Mr. Terrific does a really good job of that, of being like, yeah, you are pretty cool, but like you're kind of a dork.
Yeah. No.
Like you
100%.
are, yes, you are incredibly smart, but you're also kind of a dork.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. What did you guys think of when they got inside the pocket dimension in Mr. Terrific's point of view?
I'll let one of you guys go first because I don't want to.
Thought it was interesting. I mean, he kind of just flew his drones around, but his drones are awesome to see what they're capable of. And I thought it was funny once where he saw Superman metamorpho Baby Joey and Crypto, and I was like, damn. There's a Superman, a baby, a dog with the cape, and a rock-looking thing, and like, it's how shocked he was by it. And Lois was like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Yeah, like what do you call Metamorpho? Like a stick man?
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
yeah, because
Just
he's doing
Squid Man or
tree
whatever it
form or
was.
just something like that.
Yeah.
But that was funny. I thought he was badass in there. Just
Yeah.
the whole little arc they gave him was cool.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting too, because although we knew that we were in kind of like an established world that's, had metahumans for 300 years, you still had moments for someone as smart as Mr. Terrific, who's been exposed to so many things, be like, is that a flying dog? Like, there's still moments where it's like, you give the characters in this, they're one of one in a lot of ways still.
Yeah. Like Metamorpho, same thing. Getting
Right,
that.
right,
It's
right,
like,
right.
what is that?
Yeah.
Type. Which, again, shout out to the world building that they set up really, really well with this. This just has me super excited, and I'm sure we're going to talk about it eventually in a future theory crafting video of what they could do with the rest of the world. But being able to see it through all the heroes' eyes and how they react to that kind of stuff is really cool. And showing what's possible with it, like even with the pocket dimension where he's like, no, that's like a proton river that'll like tear you apart the instant you get in it. And then you see Superman get in it and he's perfectly fine. Like clearly it's still hurting him, but like he's able to lift baby Joey up. And then at the end, it's a freaking black hole. And shout out to them. I'm sure we'll get to that point later or in a little bit, but shout out to them. The action, awesome. But the showcase of powers for Superman, I love it. The feats that they gave him, because the fact that Superman, we can now say Superman got out of a black hole by using his super breath. That is sick.
Very cool.
There's a lot going on in that scene. I'm not gonna lie, I'm so confused by it, but it was fucking sick. He froze Metamorpho as like Metamorpho was holding on to something, right? So that kind of like bought him more time.
No, he's just holding on to him. He's holding on to Superman. He doesn't freeze anybody. He just blows them all back.
Yeah, it was just super breath to like rocket boost them out of the black hole, and then Metamorpho turns into a freaking bottom half rocket, and they just launch out.
Yeah.
Oh, a slingshot.
Yeah, because I think he catches Crypto. He's holding baby Joey, catches Crypto. Metamorpho's holding on to him, and then they both boost on out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right.
Sick.
Can't wait to watch it again,
dude. And you know what though is like going into this, people are like, well, this Superman is going to be, he's too battle damaged. He's too weak. I'm sorry, but the way that they did the battle damage for him, I did not walk away from this movie thinking this Superman was weak by any means.
No.
At all. He could stand up. You could plop him in take shots that Black Adam got, that Snyder's people got, like throw all those bones. Steppenwolf shows up. I'm putting this Superman over every single one of them.
Yeah. And
I mean, look at what he lifted up the kaiju and held up the kaiju. Right? How fucking big that is. How the building he saved.
Yeah.
I don't see Cavill fucking saving any buildings besides destroying them.
That's a different conversation.
Listen, where's Morcom? No, I'm just
kidding. No, very true. Shout out Mark from Invincible. Yeah. The way that they were able to do all that was so cool. Just showcase all the powers and like seeing him expand how he fought to, like in the end scene where he's fighting against Ultraman and he's like picking up the weapons, slinging him around, doing that sick McNasty spin kick that he does to Ultraman's head was awesome. And then the engineer, that is my favorite scene in the entire movie. She bonds to his arm and he just pulls her and starts using her as a battering ram on Ultraman, and he misses every time and she is hitting the ground over and over and over, and it is so cool.
But you know what's funny about this? Also, shout out to the haters beforehand who were like, he's probably not that smart. It was because of that moment when he did his freaking tornado whip with her that he realizes how durable those nanobots are, and that's her nano skin, whatever you want to call it, is.
Mhm.
And then enter that moment where he's like up and away, and oh, by the way, seismic toss. I'm going straight to the ground. Here we go, kamikaze style. I'm good. You two are screwed. I'm gonna be fine.
And for the fact that people are like, oh, he's too weak, two things to remember and just two things to point out. At the beginning of the movie, he fought the Hammer Bravia Lost, and they reset
First
him
lost in
with the
3
sun.
years.
Yeah. And they
And
reset
wait,
him with the
who
sun.
did he lose to? A clone of himself?
Yeah. Like that's a big deal. He loses to that. They reset him, and the robots are like, yo, get back down. Like, you're not okay. You're only at like 80%.
83%.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's
They were
operating at that
crazy,
level.
They mentioned in that movie.
He's operating at that level the rest of the movie, even less, because not only does he sustain more damage, he then gets kryptonite poison, barely heals out of it, and then goes back out. And they still can't keep up with him when he's flying up. Lex is like, catch up, and the engineer's just like, he's too fast.
Bro, I'm sorry that I've been thinking about that flight up there and the haymakers that Ultraman was laying on this man, being
Oh,
like, he
yeah.
can't breathe. It's in. It's like, dude, he couldn't breathe. He's flying faster than anyone. And the person who defeated him for the first time ever is mashing him midair in the gut.
And he's still
What?
taking it.
What?
Not veering
It's
off
nuts.
course. This Superman is a beast.
And let's just talk
Beast
about
of
it
a
for one
fighter.
second. SB, well, how did you feel when you saw Ultraman, shout out David Cornswell 2.0, giving them laser eyes point blank to Superman's face?
In his eyeballs, by the way.
It is.
I thought it was I proved all the haters wrong and theories wrong. I'm so happy that happened, because the amount of people that are like, oh, he looks miserable, or he looks like he got pepper sprayed, could kick fucking rocks. Like, honestly, just criticizing the movie way too much before even seeing it is ridiculous. And just like we talked about earlier, just everything they did, like, out of context or teased. Shit like this happening, and like seeing all the hate and seeing how like badass it was, where his clone literally fucking lasered him in the eyes for like at least like 10 seconds, 5 seconds, and that's how he got scarred like that, and how he gets his vendetta to, like, all right, like, he kicked it up a notch right after they're fighting, and then you get the whole tornado or the laser beam cyclone right after that, and like, that was so beautiful. It was
You get the
so,
pile on,
so
like them
beautiful.
piling on, and then he
He
spins and then
fucking
into
spun
the
on.
like.
Yup. Oh my god. He was like, I'm gonna bring you guys all in. I'm gonna spread you all out. I'm gonna swap them around like flies and fly swat them. But also, I like how they made an emphasis that they all showed the Raptors landing safe and sound. So he didn't kill anyone, unlike people being like, oh, he's just killing all these ramp dudes with the laser beams. Kick fucking rocks too.
Yeah.
It's just enough for us, and I think that's one thing that's cool as we went through and did our prep of just how resourceful and how smart Superman has to be. Listen, you can't protect people. Honorable mention of him saving a squirrel. Just
Yes. Yes. Let's bring that up.
But like, to be able to move in the way that he moved to save people, the speed, understanding, like, I'm not getting nerdy or anything from that standpoint, but like the physics and the geometry and those types of things to be so pinpoint accurate, he's not a dummy. Superman is not stupid. This Superman is not stupid.
No.
All right. He's
Accurate.
very intelligent,
Purposeful.
very purposeful. He thinks ahead. Like, this Superman plays chess, Lex plays chess. That's how this felt in this. They are both masters at what they do. And again, this isn't the ceiling either, which is wild.
Dude,
to think about.
if it's only going to get better, you mean to tell me you're only going to give me more? Yes.
please.
And gentlemen, I can die a happy man. I can die the day of tomorrow. I hope I don't, but I can die the day of tomorrow. Yeah. Super happy knowing that we finally got a movie that portrayed super speed with no slow motion. Thank you. It was glorious. It was so good.
Two favorite moments, and then let me know what your guys' favorite moments are. One, when he was inside that, I don't know if it was a bank or something like that, after Lantern threw up the green cover in there, and he had to leave. That was super speed. That was speedster quality, where he's like, blur, I'm out. When he's flying through the air, knowing that Lex took crypto,
It was like Mach 3 minimum.
the detail though of him flying through rain clouds, not rain, sunshine, rain, like I thought that detail was so cool. Like his face is wet, his face is dry, his face is wet, his face is dry, type of thing. Like that makes sense. He's not going above the cloud. It doesn't matter. I'm going. I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone. The flight was awesome. His powers were awesome. Dude, the whole please, we're just gonna watch a montage of the best action clips from this when the internet allows it. And boys, I'm gonna have some of these scenes on absolute repeat. Absolute repeat. Next time I jump into a pool, I'm cannonballing like he cannonballed in between that kaiju's eyes.
That was beautiful.
I
Even though he
instantly
used his frostbite to save the dog was awesome. It's just everything he's doing with his powers. He's shown how smart he was and how willing he's looking out for the good, looking out for everybody around him.
Yeah.
The city. Oh, my brain's trying to rapid fire so much right now. In Red and Blue, Wonder Woman said that Clark is like operates on Metropolis time because he's like a man of the people and like he is like the city of Metropolis, and you truly felt that in here. And like through and through again, especially during that kaiju fight, I thought about that panel and that quote. I'm like, damn, that's so real. He is like Metropolis's time and like just always want to do the greater good. And night before, pretty much almost had a huge fight with his girlfriend, and he's out there, boom, saving the city and trying his best to not do any damage. And then you see all the kids run into him over the Justice Gang. I love that. I absolutely loved it.
They're not called that though.
I know.
Name.
It's a working name.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's 2 against 4 now.
I was gonna say, 2 against 4
2
now.
against 4 now. So
Yeah. Getting to be majority.
Yep.
There's so many cool moments. If I had to pick 2, it's definitely the fight with Ultraman and Engineer. I would say like once they start in the baseball field all the way till the end, like that whole stretch is like some of the best action you'll see in any superhero film ever. And the black hole, like when he's in the Proton River with Baby Joey, just like for him to see how far he goes to save a baby, to throw himself into something that he doesn't really know what would do to him, but we know, and then being able to get out of the black hole and just the situation that they're in, it just shows Superman, peak Superman, honestly.
Dude, and even that though too, like I know we kind of touched on it and I don't want to go straight back to it, but the fact that he knew that baby was important to Metamorpho and Metamorpho helped him, it's like, Rama help you bring your groceries in. You know what I mean? Like you need help, you're in trouble, no matter who it is or what you do. And people will be like, well, why would you help Metamorpho? Like he poisoned you with kryptonite, like he was gonna kill you. And it's like, that doesn't matter in the end for him. Like I'm not gonna hold that against you. You had to do what you had to do. I respect it. And he just carried those vibes the whole freaking movie.
Never once wavered.
No.
And I really just the night and day contrast of being able to challenge Superman but never betray the character, as opposed to something other directors have tried to do. It just shows you that you can have both. You just got to know how to execute it well.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly believe that this is a Superman to where his end could be an all-star Superman type of ending, but also very like Man of Tomorrow-ish of like, if he does break that one vow, and no, him sending Ultraman into the black hole is not killing him, but to like end someone right there in the middle of the street, you see the difference of how you can start a universe with doing something stupid as that, and then you have this Superman who did not do that. Their paths literally go this way when you make those decisions, and you showcase a Superman who is for the people, by the people, and a part of the people. So different, completely different. We'll go down a Man of Steel. I'm not going to shy away from it. We'll go down a Man of Steel comparison with this movie. But when you do see this, it's very apparent the subtle nuance difference in something as simple as that.
Yeah. The main reason I don't say it now is because I definitely want to shine more of a light on this. And I think
I agree.
we'll have that conversation down the line for sure, because I think it warrants it, not just because of how different it is, but because it is the last big take on Superman and why that matters to people. We've talked about it before a little bit, but now that we see this and we can gain people's reactions and thoughts, really, we can properly talk about it now more, I think. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But yeah, this is, again, I don't know what else you guys want to add, but this is one of those movies that I'm putting up there, the best of the best. I'm going to ask you guys this, and maybe this could be the final question. Is this better than anything the MCU has put out? Everything that the MCU has put out. Is this better?
I'm going to definitively say yes. This movie, superhero movie, is better than anything in the MCU. I will put this over Endgame. I'll put this over Guardians 3. I'll put this over No Way Home. I'll put it over Infinity War, Civil War, Winter Soldier. This, to me, one thing for me, for my superhero and superheroing specifically, and shout out again to, you'll hear me say this probably for a long time, the My Hero Academia fan. I want the hero who wants to save the squirrel, along with saving his ally, saving the love of his life, saving every single person that he can within his ability. I don't want this specific Superman to be like, you're all knowing, all powerful, so you can do anything anywhere, and like, this is a mistake. No. He tries the best that he can to be the best. Good person and a great hero. They crushed it. And visually, this nothing touches this movie visually. The action scenes alone, you maybe get 10, 15% of this in MCU movies. And my other favorite DC movie is Super Grounded. So no. Like, this is the best iteration and capturing of an OP character we have ever seen.
I have a question though. You said 15% MCU fight scene.
Yeah.
How do you compare it to the hallway, the Guardians State hallway scene? I mean, I know there's only one scene, but like, would you say that this had like a hallway scene or like a different moment?
Yeah, I would put the hallway scene right up there with the Mr. Terrific scene. I don't even have to go to Superman for this movie to be like, you want one of the best scenes in comic book movies? Here's Mr. Terrific. And like, cool, isn't it a Superman movie? I'm like, oh, here's all these other scenes that are great too. So I think Guardians is close, and I know it's a James Gunn's film from that perspective. I do think the hallway scene team up was great, but even for this movie being an ensemble movie, there were really no team up opportunities for the most part, besides maybe the Justice Gang, but like, they each had their own individual highlights, and it would have been the three of them, if anything, but it's not like a 6v or anything like that. So, yeah, I think there are 6 or 7 moments I can think off the top of my head where most MCU movies get 1 to 2 at best. I mean, I think for people like Infinity War, like, one of your best fight scenes for the most part is obviously fighting Thanos, but it's like Thanos versus the Hulk. Everyone's like, that's big superhero fighting. And it's like, that was a one-sided CGI beatdown. Like, not really. So, we'll eventually do like a top. I think this warrants like
A tier
the
list,
top.
a fight
Yeah.
scene tier
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah. And I think I think that's to that point. I'll answer before SB does as well, because it's not a hard question for me either. I do think that this is up there with it surpasses everything.
And I'll even go back real quick to like the OP thing, right? One of the things we even talked about with the Russos is like they shied away from power sets and that because one, it's super hard to do, but two, they wanted to highlight other aspects of the character. And like we've kind of said it over the last hour of like they still did a really good job with characterization for Superman. And that's kind of the other piece of this for me is why I'll say like it's a combination of all good things we've had in the MCU. This movie goes up against the best of the MCU for those specific topics. I don't think there's one movie that embodies all of that together. If it's really good characterization, probably doesn't have the same visuals, even if it's an Infinity War, which is a team up movie and the largest ensemble movie that we've had in superhero history, besides Endgame. Like they did the impossible.
But just I just can't answer the question after one viewing.
Okay, that's
After
fair.
watching all these movies for years and years and rewatching them. Like
That's fair.
I
That's
understand everything that you guys are saying, but it's I don't know. I literally said MC Who in the freaking spoiler review, so I'm not trying to like I know how great this movie was, but I don't know. I just can't commit to saying it's. I just can't commit right now.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. We'll definitely have to revisit this conversation, and maybe after some recency bias is gone, then, so that way we can.
I told you after. I said after the second viewing on Friday, I will know. I did
right, there
say
you
that
go.
in the chat at one point.
There you go. Well, yeah, I think that's a. Anything else you guys want to add before we round it off?
Listen, the fact that we can even have a conversation and put it up against the MCU is a massive dub. Massive dub. Like this movie just exceeded all expectations. You thought best case scenario we would be talking about what we're talking about today, and we are. That is what more can you ask for?
I do have someone else we should be talking about too.
Who?
Supergirl cameo.
Let's talk about it, bro. Let's do real quick. Let's do a little post credit thought.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking awesome to see in there. I'm happy. I literally went into we knew it had to have happened, obviously, and especially the way David teased of how he's like fostering the dog with crypto. But
it was
there's
a
always
foster
been
situation. Yeah,
always been that sense of skepticism of like, I don't know if it's gonna happen or not, because Gunn is always out there saying like, oh, like doesn't like just going after storytelling and not universe building essentially. So sometimes you don't know when he's playing coy and everything. But I'm very happy we got it and confirmed, and I could officially be hyped for Supergirl until next year, until whatever June 2026, June 26th. I read the first couple pages of Woman of Tomorrow again, just to see, just to be reminded of Peak, and that entrance that she got. Literally, she just showed up drunk, just like she starts off in Woman of Tomorrow, showing up drunk. So I love it already, and just playing around with crypto. So I can't wait to see more of her and just
when you
finally
slamming her head, I was
finally.
like, what?
yeah.
And David goes behavior. That's why there's the behavioral issue.
Yeah, and then like 4 is like, yeah, no boundaries. Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought seeing that suit and just seeing Millie finally in it and like her as Supergirl after being hyped for all this time and wondering like how close her suit was gonna be, how if it's gonna like be like the Woman of Tomorrow cover suit thing. Just finally getting it confirmed and seeing it is fucking awesome.
I agree. That was really exciting. I count that as my post-credit scene for the most part. I know it's technically not, but it was, it was
I have
exciting.
a funny comment actually on the second post-credit scene. I thought they were trying to do like a little play thing on the way like he was staring at the wall. I thought he was gonna make a joke like, "Oh, I wish I had like a power to fix that," like the way that Reeves just like stared at the Great Wall of China and just like fixed it.
Yeah.
I thought he was like trying to go something that route, and then he was just like, "Oh, he couldn't put it back a little closer."
Yeah.
I
But-
did think that though, when like everything came back together, and I was like, close.
Slightly off. Yeah, it's like it's slightly off.
Yeah.
Like, ew.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah.
And walking out of like open my bedroom door and just the bathroom's right there. I'm like, that's not right.
Yeah. Oh, we'll fix that
The
later.
freaking building got ripped in half. It's hard to replicate that.
Yeah.
It's hard. Yeah. He did his best.
Yeah.
Yeah. The cameos were good. It's not something we talked about that much because I mean they were small for the most part. Peacemaker, Maxwell Lord, just on TV cameos. But I thought it was cool because it just showcases the world that we're
I have
about to be in.
I have one that we have to highlight. Will Reeve. Seeing
Yeah.
Will
Yeah.
Reeve in there, it was cool. I pointed out to one of my friends when it came up just because I knew when it was. We saw when it was confirmed, but when I said it to him, he was like, "Oh wow!" Like that made him like respect it. Like, damn, like that's awesome to
Yeah.
see
It's
that
cool.
like legacy and honoring in there. So
Yeah.
Very
shout
helpful.
out to them for that.
It was nice too. In our theater, we had previews that included the family. So
Oh,
Reeve,
really?
TikTok, Reeve.
Not Reeves.
Not
There's a
Reeves.
different Reeves.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, yeah, that's our Superman spoiler review. Gents, again, at the time of recording, we are only 24 hours removed from the movie, and we are about 24 hours away from the movie officially dropping for everybody to go see. So definitely when you guys see this on YouTube, we're going to have a lot more content on the social media. We're going to be talking about it on Discord. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to us here on the Point 3 podcast. We just crossed 200. So thank you so much to everybody that has been supporting us. And if you're new, thank you so much for joining us. We are now on the road to 300. We are not stopping. We're going to continue to grow. But make sure you join us on Discord if you want to talk about it a lot more, because we are going to be talking about it all weekend for sure, and even throughout the week after. So until the next episode of Point 3 Podcast, we have been your favorite trio of hosts, Super Barando, Lou, and myself, Hero Scroll. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. SB, hit them with the 3 most important things that we always need to do.
You must keep watching Superman, keep reading about Superman, and keep nerding out about Superman.